I want to go over some really basic things that you can do to help keep your WordPress site secure. This is not going to be a comprehensive list, but this is some super simple things that you can do, and you don't have to get into code and all that to do these things. Although, to have a very secure site, you need to do things that do involve getting into the code and changing some settings around, okay? So, as we all know, we want to use the latest version of any software to be as secure as possible, because they always do security patches and upgrades, and that keeps things as safe as possible. But as we also know, when we do an update to the latest version of a software, sometimes things stop working properly. Sometimes the functionality of the website stops, or you can't, because the upgrade isn't compatible with what you're trying to do. And oftentimes that's going to be true with the plugins. Like a plugin may stop working because your plugin is incompatible with the latest version of, for example, WordPress, if you're going to update your WordPress software, which is good to update it. But here's what you want to do before you go and you update your software, okay? You want to make sure you have a backup of your WordPress site. That way, if the update goes awry, you can revert back to a previous version. I wouldn't stay reverted to the previous version. What I would do is perhaps do that, but what you would really want to do is make sure that all of your functionality of your website is compatible with the latest version. And but let me show you an easy way to make sure that your site gets backed up automatically. You can always back up your site manually right before you do your update, but to have things backed up automatically is another layer of protection, actually, of course, because if for some reason your site crashes and you're like, what happened? Well, you didn't back it up manually, then it was done automatically for you. So there's a plugin, and I will show you that. Okay, so this is one of the plugins that will help you. This one's called Updraft Plus. In it, you can tell it how often you want it to back up. You can just do a backup now, which is, like a manual sort of setting, a manual way of doing it. But with the automatic settings, I have it to where the next time it's going to automatically back it up on this example will be then. So files backup schedule daily, I have it set. I have it set to daily because I'm doing a lot of changes to this website, because I'm basically building it up. Don't have it on manual unless you want to, because that's not automatic. So this is very helpful. For me, it's convenient to have it backed up to Google Drive, because for me that's free already. And if I did need to, for example, access that backup in this, then I would hit restore on this previous backup and go from there. And of course, with the plugins, if you look into them, it will tell you up to what version of WordPress software it is compatible. So you would know how to you'd have to figure it out if you have to go down that route if something doesn't work after your update of the software. That happens with the plugins too. Okay. Up here on the dashboard, the nag, which is like a little circle, it will indicate as well if one of your plugins needs to be updated. Now, here's something to keep in mind. If you're not coming into administration on your WordPress site often, and an update is suggested or available, you're not going to know that update is available unless you go in, right? So another helpful plugin is one that will notify you by email if any kind of updates are available. Okay, so I'm down here in my plugins, and here is a good one to let you know whenever an update's available. Updates notifier, right? You can have it check to see if an update is available every hour. And if I were to scroll down, you would see my email address, and it would just email me when an update is available. And then when I get that email, I know, hey, go into WordPress, do your updates. So that's very helpful. Okay, another small thing that you can do that will help a little bit to keep your WordPress secure is to not have plugins installed or any kind of thing going on that you're not actually using. So keep all of your software as streamlined as possible. Don't have extra code sitting around that you're not using, because you have to keep up with all those updates. You have to make sure that even if they are updated, that they're secure. Maybe they get old and outdated, but you still have that code laying around, and it's a security risk. So in this example, if I was not ready to set up my Stripe account keys within a reasonable length of time from now, then it would make sense for me to delete that and then reinstall it when I am ready to actually start using it. But I stuck this one on here just for an example so you can see how you can get rid of something that you don't need. So classic editor, you want to just deactivate it, and then you can, after it's deactivated, you can delete it. Now, and you hit OK, of course, and now don't have that extra code just sitting there as a vulnerability. That's great. Same concept when it comes to the themes. I was kind of surprised when I learned this myself, because I was like, I didn't realize that was like extra code sitting around in the background. Well, apparently it is. So I put this one back on here so you can see for an example how to get rid of it. I'm using this one and I'm not using this one, so let's get rid of it. Go to theme details, and in the lower right hand corner hit delete and hit OK. So now you have some really simple things that you can do to keep your site more secure than it would otherwise be. Again, there is more beyond the scope of this video that it's important to do and keep in mind to keep your WordPress as secure as possible. Having those automatic backups and those automatic notifications is great. So I was really happy when I learned about that. Anyway, I hope this is very helpful for you, and best wishes. Have a great day.